Welcome back, dudes and dudettes, to DeLorean Games, playing Dear Esther. Oh my goodness gracious, didn't mean to do all that. Last we left off, we found these crashed boats, and turns out that when you quit, the quick save doesn't put you exactly where you left. So, I started back there, where the chapter began, and I didn't really record it. I probably should have, because I was reading about this game, and it turns out everything... Alright, I figured it out. How it is that,
I had kidney stones, and you visited me in the hospital.
He had kidney
After
stones.
the operation,
We already heard about
when I
them.
was still half submerged in anesthetic, your outline and your speech both blurred. Now my stones have grown into an island and made their escape, and you have been rendered opaque by the car of a drunk.
Yeah, we already heard that. It's very... Wait. I've already been here? No way. Yeah, because that's the hole. What the hell? I've already passed this? I don't understand. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, we came all the way up here. No, shh, don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. So, what I was saying about... I already knew that every
I've begun to climb,
playthrough is
away
different.
from the sea and towards the center. It is a straight line to the summit, where the evening begins to coil around the aerial and squeeze the signals into early silence. The bothy squats against the mount to avoid the gaze of the aerial. I too will creep under the island like an animal and approach it from the northern shore.
So, I already know that every playthrough of this game is different, but I didn't know what it was exactly, and I was reading about it. Every playthrough is different because
The bothy was constructed originally in the
I
early
can't get to it.
1700s.
you're not going to let me say
By
it.
then,
You're not
shepherding
gonna let
had
me inform
formalized
the
into
audience.
a career. The first habitual shepherd was a man called Jacobson, from a lineage of migratory
Jacobson.
Scandinavians. He was not considered a man of breeding by the mainlanders. He came here every summer whilst building the bothy, hoping eventually that becoming a man of property would secure him a wife and a lineage. Donnelly records that it did not work. He caught some disease from his malcontented goats and died 2 years after completing it.
Lords, let him go.
There's no one to carve white lines into the
Done.
cliff for him
Pick that
either.
one. So, you gonna start talking again? Science. Is that science? Kind of looks like science. Not completely science. As I was saying, every playthrough is different because there's tons and tons of different things, like different readings, but different ones are omitted each time you play. And sometimes you get different pieces of the story. Oopsie daisy. I'm sorry about that. I did that.
When the
wrong.
oil lamps ran out, I didn't pick up a torch, but used the moonlight to read by. When I've pulled the last shreds of sense from it, I will throw Donnelly's book from the cliffs, and perhaps myself with it. Maybe it will wash back up through the caves and erupt from the spring when the rain comes, making its return to the hermit's cave. Perhaps it will be back on the table when I wake. I think I may have thrown it into the sea several times before.
So Jacobson used to be a farmer. Who's pregnant? Who's pregnant? All this and a little tiny spot of red. But I can't tell if that's just the game or if that red should be there. What's going on over here? I don't care about you, Shaq. Verity, there are other life forms here. I didn't start my timer. You guys might get a short episode or a long episode today, and I am sorry for that. Alright, if I go down there, will I die? Can you die in this game? I want to find out so bad. But I'm afraid to. Because what if it starts me way back off over there?
He left his body to the medical school and was duly opened out for a crowd of students 21 days after his passing. The report is included in my edition of his book. The syphilis had torn through his guts like a drunk driver, scrambling his organs like eggs on a plate. But enough definition remained for a cursory examination, and, as I suspected, they found clear evidence of kidney stones. He's likely to have spent the last years of his life in considerable pain. Perhaps this is the root of his laudanum habit. Although its use makes him an unreliable witness, I find myself increasingly drawn into his orbit. They found Jakobsen in early spring.
Oh.
The thaw had only just come. Even though he'd been dead nearly 7 months, his body had been frozen right down to the nerves and had not even begun to decompose. He'd struggled halfway down the cliff path, perhaps looking for some lost goat, or perhaps in a delirium, and expired, curled into a claw right under the winter moon. Even the animals shunned his corpse. The mainlanders thought to bring it home unlucky. Donnelly claims they dragged it to the caves to thaw out and rot, but he is proving an unreliable witness.
Can I go over there? Is it possible? I can swim now. Shibby. Wow. Oh. I shouldn't have done that, should I have?
Come back.
Oh, what? That was interesting. Alright, yeah, no, I can't go over there. Bummer. So that first reading, was that talking about Jakobsen? Or Donnelly? Or who? What's going on here? Oh, this must have been here for a while. I'm thinking. Because it's pretty much gone now.
Climbing down to the caves, I slipped and fell and have injured my leg. I think the femur is broken. It is clearly infected. The skin has turned a bright, tight pink, and the pain is crashing in on waves, winter tides against my shoreline, drowning out the ache of my stones. I struggled back to the bothy to rest, but it has become clear that there is only one way this is likely to end.
Do you hear those noises?
The medical supplies I looted from the trawler have suddenly found
What are
their
all those
purpose.
noises?
They will keep me lucid for my final ascent.
Was that from the reading, or is that coming from in here? The hell was that? I don't know. Alright guys, that looks pretty interesting. But I think it's been about time. I gotta pause it. Thanks so much for joining me. Hope you guys are enjoying the tale of Dear Esther. A man writing to his late wife and exploring a creepy island. Join me next time and we're going to venture into this blue cave. Subscriptions in the bottom middle, next episode's in the top right. Have your people call my people. We'll do lunch.